verse 34 and 35. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye shall love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye love one another. Kol Halayim La, Al Banawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Chadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone and Rule Well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. St. John chapter 13, verses 34 to 35. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye love one another. So, love in this society, in this world, is always thrown around left and right. It's really not sincere. It's really not being spoken in truth. And it's damn sure not being shown through deeds, through action. Okay? Just like the so-called self-proclaimed white man, what does he always say? I love you. But yet, stabbing you while you're looking at you saying I love you. So for us to say we actually love the brotherhood and actually love one another, we show forth that love through actions, man. And it's not just about, giving a brother a few dollars for gas, a few dollars for food, stuff like that, monetary. It's about actually being there for a brother, man. Because we are our brother's keeper, man. We're supposed to strengthen thy brethren, roughly paraphrasing like Yahweh Shai said to Peter, man. Like Yahweh Shai said to Peter, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren, man. So we're here to help each other grow. We're here to lift up one another, man. And again, we show our love, our compassion, our consideration, okay, for one another through actions, man. And again, it's not just monetary. It's also, if a brother needs the vent, you're there for that brother. If a brother needs some advice, you do to the best of your ability that Yahweh Shai gave you to give that brother advice. Vice versa. You actually care about the flock because, this temple is being built, man. Is it also roughly paraphrasing the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, when one rejoices, we all rejoice. When one mourns, we all mourn. So we're literally connected together, okay? Because we see eye to eye. We're singing this beautiful song on the same notes, the one accord, man. There's no divisions amongst us. There's no friction, okay? And if something is off in the body, we can be able to tell in Adawan Rakazah, we can repair it. And if not, then that lively stone wasn't meant to be. Okay, but to say you love your brother, you can't have the spirit of Esau and just use it as a lip service. You have to apply action. Okay, because what does it state? Let's go here real quick. And Adawan Rakazah, it's going to be a quick one. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4, and I'm going to start off at verse 9. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him up, man. And that's very important. I speak that through experience, man, because for those of you that have watched me from the beginning, until now, you know that I was out here on the highways and the byways doing my lessons, etc. by myself. And I truly feel and see the difference of having brothers amongst me and being a part of a body, man. Because that's what it all entails, man. That's what has to happen in these last days. You're gonna be amongst a camp. You're gonna be amongst brothers, man. Again, the temple is being established. And how can you be a lively stone to continuously be out there by yourself, man, and not to have brothers amongst you in the fellowship. Okay, so again, we are our brother's keeper, man. We're here for one another. Okay, of course, you know, you got to prove a friend, but in the midst of you proving that friend and you proving those that are around you, you know, you develop a connection. You develop, you know, comfort towards one another. And that's when you start to, you know, really feel brothers out and brothers really feel you out. And with you getting comfortable and starting to have some type of clarity amongst your brothers, you'll be able to have conversations and to open up with the brothers, man. So the brothers, you know, and again, vice versa. So the brothers can have understanding of you and you can have understanding of the brothers, man. You know, because we all have you know, trials and tribulations that we have gone through. We all have things that have been hard on us, man. And, you know, that we're going to continue to go through, man. You know, because you got to figure out we're being, with us seeking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and seeking righteousness, man, you know, we're going to be attacked more by, you know, Shaitan, man, which is the devil, Satan. Okay, and Shaitan is the real term in Hebrew. Okay, so if we fall, if we err, and if there's something in us that is off, a brother will be able to identify and acknowledge that and tell us about it before we continue to go off. So that way we can learn from it quickly, repent if need be. Okay, really, what's the word I'm looking for here? Really evaluate the situation upon ourselves and, you know, pinpoint the errors and learn from that and grow, you know? And Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham, Ba'Shem Kakadash, to your beloved Akim Wa Akwaf on the comment board, and also to your beloved Akim Wa Akwaf that's going to tune in later. I don't want to write this out as beneficial. Okay, so again, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. And also, two being better than 1, if you out there teaching, if you're doing a sit-down lesson and you got a brother beside you, it might be a point that you forgot that brother, you know, will catch and bring out. You know, the spirit will jump off of both of y'all, and that'll be a more edifying lesson, man. You know, because everybody has their different gifts, okay? For if they fall, the one shall lift up his fellow. And I just gave you some examples. With, you know, the brother might identify an error in you, or the brother might see you fall, lift you up, boost your spirit, etc., man. But I want to go back here, so we don't need to read that again. And phone gotta be dying and shit. I'm at 20%, so I don't want to write this out. I can get this done in 20%. This is St. John 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And guess what? We are laying down our lives for the body, not only for, you know, our brothers, but for the elect. You know, as roughly paraphrasing, we suffer all things for the elect, man, because we're marked men. You know, we are literally marked men. Point blank period, man. And Shalom, we are literally marked men. So we laying down our lives for the, you know, the hope for the elect, man. You know, out here preaching, teaching, studying, you know, praying to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to reveal things more to us, so we can know how to conduct ourselves in an upright manner to feed the sheep, man. You know, we really, you know, excuse my language, but we really give a fuck about the sheep. We give a damn. You know, and look at all these other cats. These other cats is about monetary gain. They want to be in the spotlight. They want to have a name. And that name that they want to have is not pleasing and acceptable to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's an ill name. Because again, they're glorifying and pedestalizing themselves, man. Everything's about General Yohana. Everything's about Bishop Nate. You know, just to name a couple. Okay? These great men. Okay? Because the reason why I said those two mainly is because, you know, General Yohana is basically saying he's either second or third in command under Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. So what does that mean? That basically means he's saying he's King David. Okay? And you got some cats that think they Yahweh Shai. Okay? You know, coming in on the Passover, riding on a horse when Yahushua came on an ass, man. And why would you even react that? You know, that's bold, man. Okay? St. John 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. So we do everything that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua commands us to do, man. Okay? Period. You know, and if you're offended at him that sent us and that gave us his Holy Spirit, roughly paraphrasing 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, I believe verse 8 or 18. Okay, so that's who you're truly offended in, man. Because we don't want no smoke with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We don't want no smoke with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And again, that's why we care about our brothers. We care about the mindset, the spirit on our brothers. We're concerned. Because again, this is a body. This ain't about a off your eyes. This ain't about such and such. This ain't about that brother, this brother. It's about the whole body, man. And again, as I spoke prior, man, you know, if matter of fact, I'm just going to read it real quick. Because it's very important, man. And again, to be there for a brother, it's not just monetary. It's just to be there in general, man. Again, if a brother needs to vent, if a brother needs some advice, if a brother, you know, feels that he's coming to you when you have a very, very particular and good way of discerning things and giving the correct judgment on the matter, then, hey, man, that's a blessing, man. And it's obviously a gift that you might not see in yourself, you know? There's many ways that we are here for our brothers. So, yes, we are our brother's keeper, man. Okay, and I didn't write no precepts down for this lesson, man. You know? I'm at the plantation doing what I got to do, and I said I got to do a lesson today, you know? Usually I would upload a lesson for today, but, you know, yesterday I said, no, I'm going to go live. And if you notice, I've been going live a lot more, just, you know, going in the spirit, man. Okay, so this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, straight to the point, verse 26. And whether one member suffer, so if one brother suffer, because again, the temple is being established, and we are those lively stones. Yahushua is the chief cornerstone. Okay, you got the water, King David, you got the 12 disciples, and you got the 144,000, which we hope and pray to be that's building that temple. And then, you know, once that temple is established, the building, you need a roof to cover that temple. And you should already know Yahushua is not just the cornerstone. Yahushua is also the covering cast, the roof. You know, that roughly paraphrases going into the what is that? I think it's the Feast of Tabernacles. Will be dwelled in booths. Yahushua is that covering cast, man. You know, at one point we was in the booths and stuff. Now Yahushua is a representation of that. Okay? And our beloved Ra'ash Shamar Moth broke that down thoroughly, man. I wish I should have recorded it when he did it, man. Because it was a beautiful quick camp lesson before camp. Beautiful, man. But Salakia. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 26. And whether one member suffer, all members suffer with it. So that's true love. That's consideration and care for your brother. When your brother's down, you down, because you don't want to see your brother down, man. That bothers you. Okay? But when your brother, you know, something good happened to him, you know, whether it be, and most of the time the stuff we talk about it is spiritual things, the kingdom, etc., prophecy. So, you know, when your brother's up, you up. You know, you could be a little bit low in the spirit or had a bad day. You talk to your brother, he up, he gets you up real quick, man. That's the beauty, man. You know, I got a lot of brothers I talk to, you know, and that just, you know, they're just goofy and fools, man. They uplift your spirit real quick. Okay? And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all members rejoice with it, man. Okay, so we're one body, one sound, one mind, one motion, one vibration. All those notes are in tune. Nobody's singing the song off a tune. Okay, if that's the correct term to say it. All right, so let's go back here. Let me see how much juice I got. I got 15%. Let's see what I can do with 15%. If I go off and stop like looping and shit, my phone went dead. But I'm gonna keep on going until it goes dead. I don't want to rock this out. Okay? If the water for the precepts, bro, I might get to them, I might not, but let's continue. This is Sirach chapter 6, and I'm going to start off at verse 7. Matter of fact, let me see real quick. Salakia. Because I got precepts written. I need to start doing my new Bible that I got, lining it up. Okay, Con, we'll hold on. Yeah, we'll hold that. I'll keep that open right there, and we'll grab this. Sirach 6, starting off at verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. And that's what I spoke prior, man. You got to prove yourself. Okay, one to another, vice versa. Because me personally, you know, I'm a brother. I'm very, you know, it may not seem, you know, my videos and stuff, me cussing, you know, Jake out and everything else, but that's how I am. But once you get to know me and everything else, and you're amongst me, you'll actually see my soft spot, my compassion towards my fellow Israelites. You know, I have a very soft heart for my people, but I don't take no shit. But even with me meeting you and everything else, I'm not just gonna trust you. I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm gonna mainly be quiet and just sit back and just observe and watch. And even if I'm talking amongst brothers and everything else, I'm still watching. I'm still observing. I can multitask very, very well. And I see shit. You know, and I have, which I believe, I have a feeling about things that I see and everything else. So, you know, it really be on point most of the time, but Salakia. So, you know, we got to prove ourselves to one another, man. You know, that's something, it comes with the territory, man. You got to prove a friend. Okay? Because, you know, a brother's not going to, you know, just put his life on the line and you a damn wolf, man. And sheep's clothing, man. You ain't right. And that's why it's a vetting process. It takes time, you know, for a brother to be actually show you who he truly is, man. And that's why, you know, when the outside brothers come amongst and they want to be a part of the camp, if you get invited to a gathering with the brothers that's in the camp, go. Because brothers, you know, we see who you are at camp. But who are you when the camera goes off? Who are you when we're not teaching? When we're not speaking to the sheep? Who are you? We don't know. So if you get invited to an event with the brothers, it's better off you go. What is there to hide? Okay? Sirach 6 verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to give him credit. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble. And that's true, man. You know, you're an agent, a phony, a fake, an actor, man. You only amongst the brothers for your own occasion. Mostly probably for an advantage. You know, maybe to gain some followers. You know, you probably come about amongst the body and, you know, you talk all these swelling words and try to put the brothers on the pedestal, make them feel good. That shit ain't gonna work. Let you know that right now. Hey man, you my favorite, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know, some brothers that might come across, you might be sincere about it, but me personally, I tell them I ain't nobody. I'm no fucking body. I'm just you know, Lord willing, a faithful servant trying to fight for my crown. I don't want to write this out like you trying to fight for your crown. I'm nobody. Don't come to me like that, man. Do not try to come pump me up. Okay? Same thing as the elder apostles, elder bishops on down say, man. We are nobody. We just regular men like you. We get sick. We in these bodies. You know, they decay. And, you know, I don't want to wrap this out. You know, we in the kingdom sooner than later, man. You know? But, you know, you got to really thoroughly examine brothers, man, because a lot of these people are here for an occasion, for their own benefit. A lot of brothers, or so-called brothers, really not, you know, examining the cost and really, you know, as it states in the book of Luke, chapter 14, I believe, really build upon a solid foundation, man, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, continuing on. Verse 9. And there is a friend who being turned to an enemy, and there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. And again, that's why you have to prove a friend. Because again, man, Jake, man, Jake being a supplanter is for real, man. But again, the Lord has given us the correct discernment, the spirit to be able to examine those things and be able to call them out. Okay, and that's why it takes a long time for brothers to really to be amongst the body, man. You know, brothers that's on the outside, you know, coming to camp, sitting on the outside and everything else, man. It may take 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Hey, it is what it is, man. You know? It's all how Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai sees fit. Okay? Because, you know, it's a lot more 2/3 than it is of the 1/3, man. And it's a lot of Jakes that was in the truth that was really not in the truth. As you know, we read in our Bible, man. I'm at 10%. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's grab a few more precepts from my phone go off. Sirach 6 verse 10. And again, some friend is a companion at the table. So, you know, there'll be a companion at the table, eat with you and everything else. You know, sup with you. Okay? You know, act like they a brother. Put on a real good disguise, you know. And some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of affliction. Okay, will not continue in the day of affliction. You know, all hell break loose. Something going on. Again, you might need a brother, not just for monetary gain, but, you know, maybe you need to vent. Maybe you need some advice. Maybe you need just something, you know, that you feel like you need to find a brother to get an answer for, whatever it may be, man. And that, oh, shit, you in trouble. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear your problems. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. You know, and that's fucked up. How in the fuck, like seriously, how in the fuck are you going to say you a brother when the Lord tells you that we're supposed to love one another? Not just to your benefit, but yet if you're going through something, you want somebody to hear you out and, you know, hear you go through your pain and everything else. Which, you know, some brothers, you know, keep it in and don't say nothing. Hey, do you? You know, I know me personally, I got a little issue with that. I need to vent out a little bit more, but a lot of stuff I go through, I basically keep to myself, but that's just me. That's just me. It's nothing against the brothers, but if a brother called me to talk, hey, man, whatever you need, man. You know, if it's with you and your woman, that's between you and your woman. Don't call me for no advice about you and your woman. I'm not going to give you no advice about you and your woman. That's between you, your woman, and your Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Period. Okay? And this another brother posted that I'm at 10%. So I'm gonna grab this precept that's in that same book, or that same book with different chapter, because it's a good precept too that I just spoke on. And for water for you beloved brothers posting that. And for water priest, Shalom. Yabashim Shai Barakatah Bashim Kakadash. I'm gonna grab this one though. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 17. Matter of fact, verse 17. But whoso have this world's good, and what's this world's good? This truth, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding that the Lord has given us from on high. That's the real truth. Okay? But whoso have this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shut up of his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of the Most High in him? As I just stated, how in the fuck you going to say you fear, you worship, you reverence Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai if you don't do what Yahweh Shai told you to do? So how are you going to, you know, shut up your bowels of compassion towards your brother when your brother actually needs you? Again, it's not about just about no damn money, man. It's about actually being a brother, man. Hearing a brother out, being there for a brother, man. You know? Again, a brother may just need a conversation. A brother may need a meal, whatever it may be, man. How can you say you love and fear Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai if you can't be there for your brother? And what did Yahweh Shai say? If you clothed me, you fed me, you gave me drink, you know, to those you also gave it to me. You know, roughly paraphrasing the precept, I can't think of it. That matter of fact, I'm gonna try to grab that right now before my phone go dead, because that's a beautiful precept. If any brother know it, post it. Think. Yep, I got it. I got it, Shalakia. Let me see if I can grab this real quick, because that's a beautiful precept, man. Because when we do these things for our brother, we do these things. Hey, Shalom, Shah, Yahaba, Shem Yahshua, Barakatah, Bashim Kakadash. I'm going to hit you up, see how you doing, bro. I'm going to hit you up here shortly. I know you probably can't talk, but I'm going to hit your line. This is St. Matthew's 25. And I'm going to grab verses, I think, 35. Yeah, okay, this is St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 35. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and feed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it as much as ye done it unto one of the least of these brethren, ye have done it unto me. So what does that mean, man? Come on, let's stop the fuckery, man. You do these things for your brother, you also do them for Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, man. Point blank, period, man. We are our brother's keeper, man. Don't forget that. And that was a beautiful, man, for Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He put the spirit on me to bring that out, man. So we are our brother's keeper, man. Don't be phony, don't be fake, man. It's more about just monetary, man. Be there for one another, man. Okay? We in this together. This is your real family, man. You're being reunited with your real family, man. Playtime is over, man. We all we got besides Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, which is the main thing we're seeking for and the main thing that got us. And we hope to have, man, if you understand what I'm saying. Amen. Adawan Ratazah. I'm on my batteries about to die, but I'm just going to close out now. Adawan Ratazah. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true sincere Aki and Akwaf. So with that, and it applies for you sisters too. So with that, I'm just going to say, hey, shalom, shalom. I don't want to write this out to the next one. Love y'all, man. Love y'all. Stay focused. We almost out this hellhole. We almost out this bitch. Love y'all, man. Lord willing to the next one. Shalom.